growing an inclusive BattleBots community. Amanda's here. She's working on a program with us at summer camps this summer, and so she'll be talking about some of the experiences and stuff that she does around that.
All right, you guys, good afternoon. My name is Amanda Materre. I'm so happy to be at my first Comic Palooza ever. I think this is really, really awesome with the different things that you guys have to offer and all the activities. Next year, I think I will dress as Poison Ivy or Xena Warrior Princess. I'm determined. I'm so ready now. I'm ready, right? So we're just going to talk, not for long, but about growing an inclusive BattleBot community. So a STEM program, in theory, it's just a program that you're going to create to help people learn about different aspects of science, but really it's all about building a community around these students and having access to these programs that they would normally not have access to, and allowing them to embrace who they are, their learning abilities. If they learn differently, being able to understand that they're seen and appreciated for all that they have. So, Mr. Harvey, next slide. You got it? Okay, so this is courtesy of Mr. Robbie Brumbot from HTC. Entrepreneurship and innovation. He does 1,000,001 things and gives a lot of opportunities to a lot of HTC students. And then you have myself, Amanda Materre. Is it me? There we go. Reggie Leathers is my co-instructor. He is a part of the Digicom courses that he offers, but he is well-versed in robotics and sciences. Dr. LaKenya Perry Allen and the team from Stafford MSD. Shruti Ramaswamy and the team from Baker Ripley. David Brunette and team from Innovation Spark. Woo-hoo! Wendy Winchler and team. And then we have, what's in the last one? Ryan Beltran and team as well. So our session learnings, we're talking about how to find community partnerships, building and engaging fun camps for students, curriculum and lesson plans, and then having access to mentoring and support. So when we talk about finding community partnerships, this Stafford initiative was not possible without Innovation Spark providing us the BattleBots for students to be able to use. Also Stafford STEM Magnet Academy was the location that we were able to use with our students. These are students that come from a lot of different diverse backgrounds, but we're giving them access and exposure to different things that they wouldn't have exposure to. BMC helped to sponsor us for all of the supplies that we needed. Ty Houston was also a great partnership with giving us resources. MakeWater.org provided us with a lab to teach students how to make filtered water, or water filters using solar panels and 9-volt batteries. And then Baker Ripley helped us with helping students with the 3D printers and being knowledgeable of the software to be able to do this on their own, because they're actually able to use the 3D printers now that, or once the summer camp is over. All right, so of all the stakeholders that's there, you think about the educators, we have our students, we have our administrators, we also have the experts, the sponsors in the community. We need all these people in order to make it work, in order to make sure that it's a successful program. And so when it comes to building and engaging these fun camps, we can't wait for the school districts to do it. We can always take it upon ourselves in order to get that done. When you decide to integrate education with your industry, you decide to make yourself, you fortify yourself for the future. Because we realize that the bricks that we're building on today, we may never see what we're able to create, either because we've moved on to a different setting, or because we've moved on. And so we want to make sure that we're able to build something that our future generations can use in order to be successful in the future. All right, so in the summer camp model, we wanted to do something that was going to engage students with social emotional learning. So we wanted to make sure that they were able to mentally be there for the particular program, because we know after COVID-19, there are a lot of things that a lot of our students dealt with behind closed doors. And so to be out and about and outside in the classroom where they have the community, we wanted to make sure that they were able to communicate how they felt and had good coping strategies. And some ways of our students to be able to cope is through these STEM programs. Also instruction. So I am a teacher by day and I'm also a coordinator. And so just making sure that the students had all the resources that they need, and we were able to learn or understand how students learn, because if you understand how students learn, you'll be able to understand how they comprehend different information. Challenge them, making them get outside of their comfort zone. A lot of them never thought that they could be able to create BattleBots because they've never seen it before. And so to say that this is something that I could possibly do, I could be on the BattleBots TV show, or I could create a code, or I could be able to take my family to a place that they've never been before. Some of our students are also first-generation college students. So to be able to give them a pathway to success was really what the purpose of this program was. The community showcase, our students have been able to create 3D printing projects because we wanted to make it practical, right? Because you learn stuff in a classroom and you're like, when am I actually going to be able to use this? But to be able to use these 3D printers to make little toys for their baby brothers and baby sisters, understand how to make different fidget devices for themselves that won't be distracting in class was also very awesome for them. And then also being able to use different software. Our students know how to code now, and they weren't able to code before. And then we've also given other teachers who would normally be in STEM, like myself, the opportunity to get out of our comfort zones and to learn something different and connect to our students in a way that we couldn't before. The next, we talked about the judging and the awards. Our students, although they just started with their robots, we wanted to at least allow them that ability to feel accomplished. So they're going to be able to test out their robots. Thankfully, they have actually created theirs. And so they're going to be receiving certificates for all, and then different tokens and invitations to great events like these to showcase their skills and challenge them to do more. Okay, so project-based learning. Who's familiar with project-based learning? Anybody? Awesome. Okay, so project-based learning for our parents is we want students to actually be able to use, like I said before, what they're learning and challenge them with their higher order thinking skills, so that way when they're pressed to be able to do this in the real world, they're actually able to get that done. Project-based learning skills are going to take them from a regular level of just having the regular knowledge and comprehension to be able to complete something, and then we'll take them all the way up to be able to create their own platform, their own robot, their own even curriculum. We have some of our students that are going to be teaching the teaching the teachers at the school how to use the 3D printers. And so it all comes around full circle. Okay, and the best way to create one of these programs is with the students in mind. You want a student learning environment. Our students are able to give us feedback 24/7, 365 on their Padlet, and you're going to see that later. We want to make sure that they feel like this is something that they can own for themselves, and that we're not just teaching them because it's some kind of, I guess, agenda item that we have, that we're actually passionate about it, and we can fix and adjust the curriculum, and we have, to their needs, to not push them if they don't want to do robots, to give them the opportunity to just focus on 3D printing, to help them with just coding if that's what they want to do, or be able to use the Sphero robots and see it, from a smaller scale, because we don't want to tap them out too soon to the point where they're like, you know what, I never want to see science ever again. All right, so in this whole time, our students have been able to build experience, to collaborate with other students that they would normally collaborate with, and built huge connections. Healthy competition, we do have 2 students that actually are active participants in robotics competitions as well, but that has actually helped other students want to become a part of that. Learn and teach skills. Our students, we allow them, after we modeled it, to go ahead and teach soldering, putting the robot pieces together. Robotics is not my strong suit. I said I'm just here to help with coordinating. But to help solder things together, to help teach other students how to do the smaller details, because if we know that they've actually understood it because they can teach somebody else about it. Network with other teachers, other programs, and allowing volunteers to come in to see how they can actually put this on a local level, and then do greater good. Like, we really want to continue to expose these students to these different programs. So the equipment, they have the 3D printers, courtesy of Baker Ripley's team, the Make Water kits, the BattleBot kits, and the bags and supplies giveaway from BMC software. Our students, like I said, they come from low SES backgrounds. A lot of them do not have access to these different things if we're not giving them to them. So it's not fair, I think, to not punish them, but not allow them access to different things just because of where they come from. So when we're able to meet them where they are, and they're able to expand from there, and we make sure that they don't use where they're from as a crutch, but definitely as something to show them what they're truly capable of. So it's like, if you have this background, there's no reason why you're not able to create a BattleBot, right? All right, so the curriculum and lesson plans, we just wanted to expose students to everything possible. We don't have any boundaries. We want to do 3D printing, we want to do BattleBots, but some students have asked me about different chemistry things. And we talked about nuclear power. We've also talked about, something simple as acids and bases and pH scales, because if I limit your ability to learn and tell you what you can learn, I don't want to stunt your growth. That's not what we're here to do. And STEM, you can go and grow exponentially, and that's what we want to continue to encourage. So the learning outcomes, we want them to be able to create and print 3D designs using Thingiverse, Tinkercad, and Curious software. We don't want this program to end with us. We want them to continue learning in the future. They built the water filtration system using solar power and battery power. And then the third step in their last 2 weeks is to be able to program and code the Sphero robots using the Sphero application in JavaScript. And so that is our instructors. So I have Mr. Leathers to the right, to the far, I guess, left, me, Mr. Shira Riddell, and Mr. Ron Sines. And so those are a couple of pictures of what the students have been able to create up to this point. One of our students, that's Liza, she's actually helping her other classmates with soldering the pieces to their chips. And this is one example of the student feedback Padlet. No matter what it is, we give them the opportunity to just kind of share how they feel. They're able to collaborate with other students. They've given us a lot of great ideas. They complete one every week just so we can make sure that we're on track and we don't just forget students while we're trying to get this program done. And so Stafford MSD is labeled as a Title I, which means it has a higher percentage of students that come from low-income families. After COVID-19, these types of schools were hardest hit, because a lot of the students needed intervention, a lot of students needed more support that they couldn't get when they were at home. So to provide these students with an opportunity to be able to do something that they never thought that they could. And that's really what it's all about. STEM also helps them to focus on various different learning styles. I mean, when you think about it, you're doing visual, auditory, kinesthetic, sequential, simultaneous, direct experience, indirect experience, because we all know that we're not just sit and get people, They need to be active and learning and present in whatever they're learning. And so their vision is to have all students graduate college or have a career ready in STEM, and create pathways for students to enter into STEM-based fields through the immersion of innovation and rigorous instruction. We've also given students the opportunity to talk about career readiness and college readiness. We understand that college may not be the first step for a lot of students, because some of them have to work in order to provide income for their families. So we want to give them the opportunities to say, you're not a failure if you decide to find a different solution or a different way to find your solution or to get what you need. So we've given them, pretty much everything that they needed in a nutshell to be able to be successful after this particular program. So thank you guys so much for your time. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you have Mr. Robbie's QR code there at the top with the link, and then also myself, QR code. Do you guys have any questions you would like to ask at all about this particular program? If not, we'll stick around a little bit after to discuss things a little bit further with you guys. Thank you guys so much, and have fun.